I was there to take the money, but not the punches. Obviously on his battle with Alzheimer's in later life. I used to fight almost every week, unlike boxers of today. If I'm being honest, it was partly because I liked earning good money. Fighting so regularly meant I had tailor-made a training regime that lessened the chances of injury and raised my stamina. I do a lot of running. It helped me get to my top condition. If you can get by in boxing, you can get by in any walk of life. In boxing, you meet all sorts. The smartest, the simplest, the nicest, and the nastiest. Me? Well, perhaps I'm a combination of them all. I was of course, on the philosophy of the fight game. He's a bastard, but he's my bastard. That was a quote talking about a particular world champion giving him kind of contract problems. I can't do that. How do I know the plane won't go down? That was when asked by an American fighter for an advance fee the month before the fight. Don King is the best snake oilsman I ever met. The absolute best. Self-explanatory, that one. A lot of promoters couldn't match the cheeks of their own backside. Never fight a Mexican unless you really have to. Heavyweights can punch hard, and no one's chin is designed for taking punches of a 220-pound athlete. He is so out of shape that when he shadowboxes, the shadow wins. Of course, that was the old Jewish dry sense of humour. He gets insulted if you miss him, talking about a certain fighter who I suppose was easy to hit. Boxing is unrehearsed entertainment. You never know what you're going to quite get. He's a bully, and he's a great bully, but bullies always deep down doubt themselves. They can't lie to themselves, you see. Douglas got him at the time when honesty kicked in. So that was talking about the James Buster Douglas win over Mike Tyson in 1990. The price of failure is probably too high, but there are worse ways to make a living. You must remember this is a sport, not of morals. So when it's your turn to take the bat, you must grab the bat and take your opportunities. Talking about quite possibly why he was so aggressive in his field. I could have retired years ago, but the main reason I hung on was too many people wanting to see me go. And that was, of course, talking about why he never retired any earlier than 1999. In the land of the blind, the one-eyed man is king. On asked whether Mike Tyson was better than Mickey Duff. I love boxing. I had 69 professional fights without making a profit. I was penniless when I quit boxing, but I enjoyed it, and I would probably do it all over again. And that was on being asked whether on making money out of boxers from outside the ropes. Nobody remembers the runners-up in history. History is written by winners, and that's talking about being frank. Another famous one, he's got to take his pants off, otherwise the fight's off. So that's talking about Jose Napil's team for the fight against John A. Stracey. I always said that if my son wanted to box, I would have waited until he was asleep and I would have broke his hands. Yeah, talking about if his son ever wanted to follow his path. You name the opponent, I'll name the price. If you name the price, I'll name the opponent. And that was what I used to say to keep his lads in check. He's done a Cecil B. DeMille in reverse. He's taken a star and made him an unknown. And that's talking about Frank Maloney's early handling of Olympic gold medal winner Lennox Lewis, who of course everyone, including Mickey Duff, wanted to sign. I've seen people get bared for less on Franz Marti's scorecard versus Franco Udella versus Charlie Magri. There are no permanent friends in boxing, and there are no permanent enemies. Totally emotionless. The problem with boxing is common sense isn't common. I am either your best friend you ever had or your worst nightmare. I have no other interests other than boxing. I mean, of course, his most iconic one is, if you want loyalty, buy a dog. I mean, I could have quite without a shadow of a doubt, written a book alone on Mickey Duff's iconic, quite charismatic, totally unforgettable quotes, but there was that many. And I mean that many. I've littered some across the book. But I mean, as I said, I probably could have filled a couple of books. And I'll just leave you with the last one. You can't explain as to why a boxer boxes any more than you can explain why do people attempt to climb mountains. Why do people sail around the world? It's just something they want to do. If we're going to lead a life where you basically eliminate all the dangers and we're all going to try to live to 120, it's going to be a terribly boring life. But yeah, I've really enjoyed writing this book, The Little Big Man, and I'm wrapping up in September. So those were a couple of totally unforgettable, unique, and unforgettable, totally, they'll go forever down in boxing folklore. And there was nobody better for that dry, as I said, Jewish humour one-liner than Mickey Duff, aka Monic Prager.